Commonwealth.
Where should we go?
This one
Where are we off to
sounds
next?
heavy. The Green Tech building, long known as a haven for gunner mercenaries, was recently assaulted by an unknown group. From what I understand, there aren't any gunners left to tell the tale. If that's true, little unsettling. Those guys meant
I
business.
wasn't aware that knowing the
There are
Commonwealth
rumors
proved so
circulating that
Rust-proof, radiation-proof, and a light...
Now I know they come up every time something bad or unexplained happens. But in this case, even I have to admit, it's hard to not suspect they were involved. Don't jump to conclusions, but keep your wits about you, folks. And don't worry. At this time, there's no reason to suspect our fair city is in danger, so you just sit back and enjoy some quality music, courtesy of Diamond City Radio. Connie Allen's ready to take you on a trip you're bound to remember. Here's Rocket 69.
Lifetime supply of power. I couldn't ask for more.
You just say the word and you want to take a look.
Whatever it is we're out here looking for, I'm certain we'll find it soon. We have the entire Commonwealth. To explore. Where should we go next? Nice. Systems are continuing to function at peak efficiency.
Rather be off murdering a pint. This'll do. Walking around it. Night isn't the smartest thing to be doing around here.
The daily choices you humans need to make regarding life and death must be quite a burden.
So you got a ride of choice? I'm usually a mentats ghoul myself. Makes me feel intellectual.
All systems are go, sir.
We'd move faster if you kept your eyes on the road and off me arse.
Self-diagnostic complete. I'm happy to report I won't be falling apart on you anytime soon.
Yeah?
Hope you ain't one of them synths, here to spy on me.
I'm pleased to meet you. Same team. I think we can learn a lot from each other.
You just say the word if you want to take a little chem break.
Greed, hate, anger. It's a shame that humans seem to rely on negative emotions in order to survive.
I don't ask for much. Just need a full bottle and some bones to break.
Plenty of folks want to make life hard for people just trying to survive.
Rust proof,
Not
radiation
really
proof,
stand
and a
for
lifetime
that
supply
kind
of
of
power.
shit.
I couldn't ask for more. Don't worry. My ocular sensors are well suited for travel at night.
If someone needs help, we help them. If someone needs hurting,
Glad
we
it's
hurt 'em.
clear tonight.
Not hard.
I don't fancy slogging around in the rain.
The daily choices you humans need to make regarding life and death must be quite a burden. My onboard functions are operating at full capacity. I must apologize for the odd noises I'm currently emitting, a consequence of being mechanical in nature.
I see how you're looking at me. Not saying I don't like it, just thought I'd clear the air.
Not a lot of folks would travel with a ghoul, even one with my kind of
Never fear,
charisma.
sir. I will ensure your safety to the best of my ability. I wonder how long my systems will endure these rugged conditions.
Rather be off murdering a pint. But this'll do.
I trust you're enjoying my company. You and I make quite an effective team.
So you got a ride of choice? I'm usually a mentats ghoul myself.
My database
Makes
are
me feel
continuing to
intellectual.
accumulate vast amounts of data regarding the Commonwealth.
Can't wait to get out of this goddamn heat.
It's astounding how much we still have to discover out here. We have the entire Commonwealth to explore. Where should we go next? You lead the way and I'll follow, sir. It's a pleasure to serve with you, sir. Self-diagnostic complete. I'm happy to report I won't be falling apart on you anytime soon. I wasn't aware that roaming the Commonwealth could prove so interesting. It's astounding how much we still have to discover out here.
Ray Smith, everyone.
Traveling with you is proving to be quite enlightening. My systems
Hey,
are
folks, time for some
continuing to
news.
function
Though,
at peak
actually,
efficiency.
this time it's more addressing some rumors than anything else. I'm sure many of you have heard tales of the Railroad, a group working to free synths who are trying to escape the Institute. While it's impossible to say for sure, they may actually be out there. If so, makes sense that they're keeping a low profile.
Don't much care for
It's
good
a
people.
dangerous idea
That
and
place
is
is
met by
nothing
some
but
very mixed
Lead on.
reactions around
There's
the
so much
Commonwealth.
ahead to discover.
I guess if you are out there, good luck not getting caught. positive take on life with a touch of nostalgia. It's Anything Goes by Cole Porter.
All systems are a go, sir.
Only thing better than getting pissed is picking a fight. Am I right?
Whatever it is we're out here looking for, I'm certain we'll find it soon. Your emotions appear to be an anomaly in your programming. Perhaps you should have them purged. Now you will know
Tip the balance things in our favor.
Plenty of folks want to make life hard for people.
Hope this rain lets that soon.
Everything seems to be proceeding according to plan, sir.
Enough of this slog. Just point us to the nearest wandering road.
The end is drawing near. Perhaps we should fix it.
I appear to be well built for travel. You should be commended for a job well done.
Oh my, it's raining again. Fortunately, it won't affect my electronics. Whatever it is we're out here looking for, I'm certain we'll find it soon. It's astounding how is proving to be quite rewarding. What a fascinating place. I wonder how long my systems will endure these rugged conditions. We have the entire Commonwealth to explore. Where should we go next? Traveling with you is proving to be quite enlightening. Everything seems to be proceeding according to plan, sir. My databanks are continuing to accumulate vast amounts of data regarding the Commonwealth. All systems are go, sir. I wasn't aware that roaming the Commonwealth could prove so interesting. It's a pleasure to serve with you, sir. My onboard functions are operating at full capacity. Self-diagnostic complete. I'm happy to report I won't be falling apart on you anytime soon. Oh my, it's raining again. Fortunately, it won't affect my electronics. Rust-proof, radiation-proof, and a lifetime supply of power. I couldn't ask for more. You lead the way and I'll follow, sir.
I appear to be well built for travel. You should be commended for a job well done.
Lead on. There's so much ahead to discover.
Ella Fitzgerald, folks.
The daily choices you humans need to make regarding life and death must be quite a
Here's a
burden.
strange state of affairs for you
Evening is
folks.
drawing near. Perhaps we
Some
should
or all of
seek
you
shelter.
may have heard of that old Parsons Asylum in the Northeast.
This
You
should prove
may also
interesting.
have known.
I
Stay
wonder
away
what
from
you'll build next. Never fear, sir.
I guess
I will
no one
ensure
told a
your
group of
safety to
raiders
the
about
best of
that,
my
but the
ability.
word is they attacked it recently. You'd think that might mean
We
the
can
place
keep
is
traveling as much as
overflowing
you
with
want.
raiders right now.
I don't require
But
sleep
you'd
or
be
food
wrong.
in order to
It's
survive.
empty, abandoned. Now, you could assume they got what they wanted and bolted. But given how creepy that place was, you can't help but wonder.
Monitoring the
Something
Commonwealth
else
is proving to be quite rewarding.
We may never know for
What
sure.
a fascinating
You know what?
place.
That's okay with me. Now we've got pistol packing mama from the record packing daddy named Bing. positive.
We have the entire Commonwealth to explore. Where should we go next?
My systems are continuing to function at peak efficiency. Your emotions appear to be an anomaly in your programming. Perhaps you should have them purged.
Been too long since I picked a fight.
You just say the word if you want to take a little.
It's astounding how much we still have to discover out here.
What a surprisingly pleasant day. Perhaps it will lift your spirits.
I trust you're
What do you
enjoying
need,
my
General?
company. You and I make quite an effective team.
Can you take a look at these schematics? A scientist named Virgil said they could get me inside the Institute.
The Institute? Why in the world would you want to mess around with them?
Can you help me or not?
We'll give you whatever help we can. Don't worry about that. Now, assuming you could build this thing, what exactly does it do?
I'm not sure I can explain how it works, but a former Institute scientist gave me these plans.
There can't be too many former Institute scientists running around loose. I guess he'd be likely to know what he's talking about. If anyone can help you, it'd be Sturgis. I haven't found anything yet that he can't build or fix.
So much walking. Want to do more fighting?
Diamond City Radio. Just when you thought you were safe from Roy Brown, he's
Preston thought you might be able to figure out these plans for me.
Sure thing. Let's see what you've got.
Do you think you can build this?
Wow, what a mess. Looks like encrypted RF transmissions. Okay, so that gets routed through... What the hell? Teleportation. This is some pretty crazy shit. You sure it's for real?
it is, or we end up building one hell of a paperweight.
Well, whoever wrote this does seem to know what they're talking about. Could be a genius or totally insane. Guess we'll find out. Anyway, the eggheads never think about the nuts and bolts of actually making something work. But, looks like it's all here. Yeah, I'm gonna need some time to study this thing. The handwriting's pretty hard to make out. But, you can get started on what he calls a stabilized reflector platform. It'll need some pretty high-grade metals, but it's basically not that different than the lining of a jet engine or something like that.
Can you give me a list of what I'll need to build this platform?
Yeah, sure. Here's a list of what you'll need for the first piece. I'm pretty sure we've got all that at Sanctuary, if you want to build it there. While you're working on that, I'll get busy figuring out how to actually build the rest of this thing. Keep in mind, I can already see this is going to take a crazy amount of juice. Like if you had a spare nuclear reactor handy, we could probably use it. And it's going to be big. So find a nice open building site with lots of power available.
Yeah?
You'll find what you're looking for. I know it.
Please, just... I need to be alone right now.
Yeah?
Ain't looking for trouble, I hope.
Excuse me.
If you need a weapon, you've come to the right place.
Let's see what you got.
Great.
Got it. Okay.
Got it.
The farm's not much, but it's something.
So Crocker killed Earl Sterling. Can you figure that out?
Got some great stuff. If you're in,
I've got a few minutes to browse.
don't forget to stock up.
Hey there.
You need protection. Everyone does.
I'll take a look, sure.
Feel free to test.
Hey, Myrna.
Every piece in here is worth what I charge for it. No argument.
Let's see what you got.
Here's what we got.
Sturgis.
How's it going? Did you find a good spot to build your signal interceptor?
There's a giant metal pizza sitting on the ground now, so yeah.
I was just asking. No need for the snide remarks. I think I got the rest of this contraption figured out.
Here's a list of 3 things that may be harder to find. I think I'll be able to pull together everything else we're gonna need.
I'll meet you over at the building site and see if we can actually make this thing work.
I'd better get started.
Okay, one thing to keep in mind while you're building this, it all needs to be wired together so all the pieces can talk to each other.
I'll see you over at the building site. Good luck.
learn shit.
Once we got everything in place, we'll have to hook it all up to the same power grid.
Isabel, are you tracking any more of your rogue bots?
Tracking? Yes. I can check on that for you.
I'd like to trade a few things.
Sure. Take a look.
Isabel.
I'm picking up a group of bots. Be careful.
Everything looks good on my end. You ready to see if this thing actually works?
Shouldn't we test it first?
I wish we could, but we've only got the one frequency code. There's no way to test it without actually jacking into the Institute signal. And as soon as we do that, we've used our one and only chance. As soon as the Institute figures out what we did, and I gotta believe those brainiacs won't be caught napping twice, that code we've got is useless.
Let's do this.
You sure? Okay. Your part is simple. Just step onto the platform. I'll start scanning for an Institute signal to lock onto. Then, I fire her up and we see what happens. Whenever you're ready. I'm ready when you are. Okay, hold real still. I don't want any corruption of the molecular beam. Oh yeah, by the way, I figured this was a golden opportunity to find out as much as we can about the Institute and what they're up to. Yeah, this holotape's all set with a program that will scan their network and download anything it finds. Uh-oh. Yeah, we better hurry. And don't worry about that tubing wiggling around. It's, just there for decoration. Okay. Scanning for the Institute signal. Tracking RF. And... got it. Hold on to your butt.
Hello? I wondered if you might make it here. You're quite resourceful. I am known as Father. The Institute is under my guidance. I know why you're here. I'd like to discuss things with you face to face. Please, step into the elevator.
Busted.
I can only imagine what you've heard. I'd like to show you that you may have the wrong impression. Welcome to the Institute. This is the reality of the Institute. This place, these people, the work we do. For over 100 years, we've dedicated ourselves to humanity's survival. Decades of research, countless experiments and trials, a shared vision of how science can help shape the future. It has never been easy, and our actions are often misinterpreted by those above ground. Someday, perhaps, we can show them what we've accomplished. But for now, we must remain underground. There's too much at stake here to risk it all. As you've seen, things above are unstable. I'd like to talk to you about what we can do for everyone. But that can wait. You are here for a specific, very personal reason. You are here for your son.
Sean?
Huh? Yes, I'm Sean.
Sean?
Huh? Yes, I'm Sean.
Sean? Is that really you?
Who are you?
These bad people, they stole you from me.
Father, what's going on? What's happening?
Those bastards, they took you from me.
What's going on? Father? Father!
I'll kill them for this. All of them.
I don't know you. Go away. Father! Father, help me! There's someone here. Help me!
Who is Father? Where is he?
Father? Father, help me! He's trying to take me! Father? Father, help me!
Sean. S923, recall code Cirrus. Fascinating, but disappointing. The child's responses were not at all what I anticipated. He's a prototype, you understand?
Uh-huh.
Please try and keep an open mind.
Right.
Let's...
Sean?
Huh? Yes, I'm Sean.
Sean? Is that really you?
Who are you?
Sean, where is everyone?
Father, what's going on? What's happening?
Sean, are you okay? You're not hurt, are you?
What's going on? Father? Father!
What do you want me to do, Sean? What can I do?
I don't know you. Go away. Father! Father, help me! There's someone here. Help me!
Please, Sean. I'm your father. Talk to me. Just open the door.
Father? Father, help me! He's trying to take me! Father? Father, help me!
Sean. S923, recall code Cirrus. Fascinating, but disappointing. The child's responses were not at all what I anticipated. He's a prototype, you understand. We're only just now beginning to explore the effects of extreme emotional stimuli. Please try and keep an open mind. I recognize that you are emotional, and that your journey here has been fraught with challenges. Let's start anew. I am Father. Welcome to the Institute.
I could kill you. Right here. Right now.
Yes. Yes, you could. And I would be powerless to stop you.
God. All we're missing are the teacups and the white rabbit.
Ah, levity. Excellent. A sure sign that you adapt quickly to stressful environments. But I need you to realize that this situation is far more complicated than you could have imagined. You have traveled very far, and suffered a great deal to find your son. Well, your tenacity and dedication have been rewarded. It's good to finally meet you, after all this time. It's me. I am Sean. I am your son.
Bullshit.
Is it? After all the things you've seen and experienced in the Commonwealth? Think about it. In the vault, you had no concept of the passage of time. You were released from your pod and went searching for the sun you'd lost. But then you learned that your son was no longer an infant, but a 10-year-old boy. You believed that 10 years had passed. Is it really so hard to accept that it was not 10, but 60 years? That is the reality. And here I am, raised by the Institute, and now its leader.
But why? Why take a child? Why take you?
Ah, now that's the question, isn't it? Why me? At that time, the year 2227, the Institute had made great strides in synth production. But it was never enough. Scientific curiosity and the goal of perfection drove them ever onward. What they wanted was the perfect machine. So they followed the best example thus far. The human being. Walking, talking, fully articulate, capable of anything.
Human synths? Really?
Human-like synths. A great distinction. The Institute endeavored to create synthetic organics. The most logical starting point, of course, was human DNA. Plenty of that was available, of course. But it had all become corrupted. In this wasteland, radiation affected everyone. Even in their attempts to shield themselves from the world above, members of the Institute had been exposed. Another source was necessary. But then the Institute found me, after discovering records from Vault 111. An infant, frozen in time, protected from the radiation-induced mutations that had crept into every other human cell in the Commonwealth. I was exactly what they needed. And so it was my DNA that became the basis of the synthetic organics used to create every human-like synth you see today. I am their father. Through science, we are family. The synths, me, and you.
And you've been down here the whole time?
I have. Yes. I know you must have questions. Please. Anything I can do to help you understand.
to see you grow up?
Yes. What happened to her was... I've gone over the records of the incident, of course. It seems her death was an unfortunate bit of collateral damage.
Collateral damage? Is that all she was to you?
I forget that it's been such a short time for you. I don't have any direct memories. And I've had my entire life to cope with the loss. Has it always been easy? Of course not. But I've done my best to move on and live my life. For many years, I never questioned who my parents were. I accepted my situation, and that was that. With old age comes regret. And asking what if more often. But what matters now is that you and I have a chance to begin again. What else can I say to ease your mind?
Kellogg. He worked for you?
Kellogg. He was an Institute asset long before I arrived here. It wasn't until I became director that I learned of all the things he'd done. What kind of man he was.
Kellogg was... let's just say he was more complex than you might think.
After what he's done, I'm surprised to hear you say that. The Institute took advantage of Kellogg's vicious nature. I will freely admit that. Institute technology prolonged his life, and his usefulness far beyond any normal human lifespan. He never failed the Institute, but his cruelty became more apparent with every completed objective. I won't lie. It's no coincidence your path crossed his. It seemed a fitting way to allow you, us, to have some amount of revenge. What else can I say to ease your mind?
So you're in charge of the Institute?
I am the acting director of the Institute.
But director? Why you?
I was the most qualified for the position. I've lived my life within these walls, dedicated to science like every other member of the Institute. My hard work has paid off. Ultimately, the Commonwealth has nothing to fear from us. Whatever you just give me... I know there's more for us to discuss. But the Institute is on the verge of some important breakthroughs. Your presence would be appreciated as we approach them. I've been a part of something amazing here. I've helped to build a life for myself and the people of the Institute. And now, after all these years, you have an opportunity to help with that. Doesn't that intrigue you? Isn't that what you want?
Maybe. I don't know. This is so much to take in.
I know. And I am sorry. You have been through so much in such a short time. The Institute can provide a better life than anything above ground. You've been in the Commonwealth. You've seen what it's like. I assure you that you are better off with us.
How can you say that? How can you be so dismissive of all those people? Everything they've done?
Because it is the simple truth. And I believe you know it too. I simply ask that you give the Institute, me, a chance. A chance to show you what I've been telling you. We really do have humanity's best interest at heart. Will you take that chance?
I just don't know.
Just give it time. The Institute is now your home as much as it is mine. Please take some time, get to know it. Meet the people you'll be working with. You'll want to introduce yourself to the division heads. Dr. Fillmore in facilities, Dr. Ayo in SRB, and Dr. Holdren in bioscience. And finally, Dr. Lee in Advanced Systems. They've all been notified of your arrival, of course. Meet them, and then we'll discuss what comes next.
This a clean floor. Are your visual receptors malfunctioning? Can you not see the grime and dust?
Doc.
You know what happens when people get robots to do all their work? They get fat and lazy, that's what. Real people doing real thinking and real work. That's the future I want.
People have no trouble getting fat and lazy on their own.
A few, here and there, perhaps. But not on the scale I'm talking about. But I can see you're having a joke at my expense. You're hardly the first. In any case, I suppose I should say, welcome. Perhaps a fresh perspective will do some good around here. Don't make excuses. You're clearly defective, and I intend to report this. Perhaps after you've been disassembled, we can use your components to make something that's actually useful.
Scanning. Subject identified.
All systems nominal.
Hi, mister.
Welcome to the Institute, sir.
You had time to examine my latest reports on batch 274? Not yet. I've been reviewing Father's plans to expand our operations at Warwick. He's eager to get that going, so I've had to put everything else to one side.
I wonder how the Warwick family is doing. Young Wally must be close to 10 years old by now. It's
Doctor.
remarkable that
Welcome.
any child can
So good to
survive
have you
for
here.
so long up there,
Dr.
don't you
Clayton
think?
Holdren, head of the Bioscience Division. I can't wait for you to see the work we're doing. It's truly amazing.
I'll reserve judgment until I know more about it.
In that case, let me give you a brief overview of what we do here. As the name implies, the Bioscience Division specializes in fields of study such as botany, genetics, and medicine. Our most important directive is to ensure the health and well-being of everyone in the Institute. To that end, we cultivate highly specialized breeds.
We've even started to explore the idea of synthetic animal life. You probably saw the gorillas. They're really just a pet project at this point, but the potential is exciting nonetheless.
Seems like there's nothing you guys can't do.
With hard work and ingenuity, any challenge can be overcome. I'm sure I've taken up...
I'm not sure. Right now, I'm just trying to keep an...
It's a big decision, I know. But it's also a rare and important opportunity. In any case, I imagine you'll want to continue.
I'm good for now, thanks.
Take care, then.
Dr. Holdren's synth gorilla project is showing promising results.
Scanning unknown identity.
You're here. Glad you made it.
Almost done. Just need to tighten up this primary drive servo.
Hi, Doc.
That's the third primary drive breakdown this month. They weren't kidding. You really are here. Well, all right. I'm Allie Fillmore. You can think of me as the Institute's chief engineer. When Father told us about you, I could hardly believe it. You've been through so much, I think most people would have just given up. If you don't mind my asking, what was it that kept you going all that time?
I just wanted to find my son and keep him safe.
Now that you've found him, I hope you're proud of the great man he grew up to be. Now, I'll give you a quick rundown of the Facilities Division, and then I'll answer any questions you might have afterward. As you might guess, we keep the Institute's mechanical and electrical systems running smoothly. We maintain and upgrade all of the systems that make it possible to live and work in a place like this. There's a lot of machinery behind these walls that recycles the air and water and provides power to the laboratories and quarters. The work we do might not be as exciting as some of the other departments, but it's at least as important. So, now that you're here and you've spoken to Father, does that mean you're on board?
On board with what?
The Institute, of course. Sean implied you operated on a level, if not equal, then at least similar to the rest of us. Curious. If there's anything else you'd like to know about the Facilities Division, I'm happy to discuss it.
I'm good for now, thanks.
Goodbye, then.
Oh, I don't know. Most of them have lasted long past their projected lifespans. If you ask me. It's an honor to have you here, sir.
You know the protocol, sir. Authorized personnel only.
Reporting status. All functions normal.
Well, you can tell him that.
We're all looking forward to working with you.
Thinking of heading over to robotics to knock some heads together.
What now?
Be careful wearing that. You might be mistaken for a brotherhood
Maybe I
of
should take
steel
some
soldiers.
courses with me. Send a message.
Please don't. There's enough friction as it is between us and pretty much all the other departments.
You going soft on me, Alana? My methods get results, and they will this time as well. You'll see.
The Directorate should take the synth escapes more seriously.
If you see any suspicious synth activity, report it immediately.
Hey, Doc.
So, here you are. Justin Ayo, Acting Director of the Synth Retention Bureau. I'll be upfront with you. We're going to be keeping a close eye on you for the near future. Despite your relation to Father, you're a bit of an unknown quantity. I'm sure you understand. There won't be any issues, will there?
Why? Don't you trust me?
I'll be honest. You're an outsider. The first outsider to be allowed access to the Institute in quite a long time, in fact. There's little precedent for this situation, so it's only natural to take extra precautions, It's nothing personal, I assure you. Now, Father has asked that I provide you with a brief overview of the Synth Retention Bureau. Our primary responsibility is the recovery of escaped synths that are hiding among the human population on the surface.
synths want to escape.
Synths do not want. They might look like human beings, but they're machines. As to why they're escaping? That matter is currently under investigation. Our main instrument is the Courser, a third-generation synth assigned to operate on the surface. Coursers hunt down and reclaim synths that have escaped the Institute. They are highly self-sufficient, trained in combat, infiltration, and tracking. In a word, our Coursers are relentless. But I gather you know all this, since you've encountered one already. In fact, I'd very much like to know how you defeated it.
I'm no stranger to combat.
Even so, a Courser should be more than a match for any single combatant. I suppose I'll have to ask robotics to perform detailed diagnostics on the entire production run. As if we don't have enough problems. Now, unless you need something else, I'll get back